Okay, so welcome to Logan Chop's Reviews playthrough of Dragonfire by Catalyst Game Labs. We've got everything set up and ready already, but we're going to go through stuff really quick. We're going to be playing the Dungeon Crawl adventure. It's a level 1 adventure, just your basic dungeon crawl. Everybody should start out playing this adventure when they first play the game. We've done our quick start video with all the rules, and if you've watched that, we appreciate it. I know some people have some complaints about the production quality and different stuff in it, and we hope you enjoyed this one a lot better. And so we've got our characters. I'm going to be playing the fighter and the cleric, while Gothy will be playing the wizard and the rogue. Just to go over a little bit about the characters, because we already have everything all set up for them, our equipment packs and everything. And you can see, if you have the game, you can see the different stuff about them. But my character starts out with 10 life, 3 gold. My hand size is 4. And start out, I've picked the Sailor ability for my background, so once per game during my turn, I can exchange 2 hit points for 1 card, because card drawing is really important in the game and having it on there, especially with a deck builder. I've got the Cleric over here. His color is green. The fighter I picked, her color was black, because that's the martial color. She's a martial character. The Cleric character is green. He's got 9 life. Starts out with 3 gold and 4 cards in hand. His half-orc, so he's got the Relentless Endurance ability, which when he's stunned, he doesn't discard his hand. And also, his background is the Hermit ability. Once per game during my turn, I can exchange 1 gold to draw 1 card. Sorry. Gothy has the Wizard over there, which is the Arcane character. It's blue. Starts out with 7 life. It's a half-orc, so it also has the Relentless Endurance ability, so when if she goes stunned, that she will not have to discard her hand. And it starts off with 4 cards in hand and 4 gold. It has the Alkalite ability, so once per game during her turn, she can exchange 2 colorless damage to do 1 green damage. And her rogue, which is red, which is the Deception color, she's got Lightfoot Halfling rogue over here, starting off at 5 life with 4 gold and 3 is the hand size. Let's pick the Outlander ability. Outlander ability is once per game during your turn, you can discard a card for 1 hit point. She picked that one because of the low hit points on the character. Also, the Lightfoot Halfling comes with the Lucky and the Nimbleness ability. Lucky ability says whenever you fail a skill check, you may reshuffle your draw pile and do the check again. So she possibility of actually passing the skill check. Also has nimbleness. It says choose 1 encounter attacking you during the first round of a scene. It does no damage to you. So really good rogue halfling abilities right there. And we've got the characters set up where we will, because you go in clockwise order, and like it suggests in the book, you got the highest hit points going around to the lowest hit points, so it'll play out as fighter, cleric, wizard, and then rogue that way. We've got our Dragonfire deck right here, which will go before the fighter, so we've got it right there with the token. I'm going to put the token on the fighter sheet right here to remind me that before my turn, I've got to turn over a new Dragonfire card. We've got our Adventure Environment card right here with our 4 character tokens. You can see right there, in case we come across any locations, and we'll go over locations when they come up. We've also got our market deck, and we're playing with the basic market deck since we just have the 4 basic character classes in the game. There's no extra special cards or anything in there. And for our 2 encounter decks, we've got our primary encounter deck, which is the Dungeon Deck 1, which is as recommended an adventure setup on the sheet. So the Dungeon Deck 1 for our primary, and the Dungeon Deck 2 for our secondary deck right here. Dragonfire deck, we've got our card decks, we're all shuffled up, we've got our hands drawn. We just have to turn out the market deck and then get our counters going. So at the beginning of the game, you make sure that you have your hands drawn. Let me go ahead and look at them. I've got them down. We're going to draw out 6 cards from the market deck out here, and we'll tell them what they are while we're doing them. We've got Misty Step, Let's see. We've got a Flaming Oil. We have a Cure Wounds, a Grapple, a Fireball, and a Faint. Some of these are pretty good. We got something for everybody, it looks like, out here. And so we've got our market cards already, and as we buy them, we'll let you know what they do, or as we have to discard, if we have to discard any of them. Our Dragonfire level is starting out at 0. So whenever you turn out encounters at the beginning of a scene, which is we're all starting scene 1, so all our characters automatically have 1 hit point. Yay! Or not 1 hit point, sorry, 1 experience point. Yes. Yeah. Not a good thing to be a 1 hit point. No, but a 1 experience point for starting a scene. So you automatically get at the beginning of the scene, you've got 1 experience point. I actually made the joke the other day, I was telling people we could level up really quickly if we just started a scene and then quit the game. And started another, set it back up, started a scene, quit the game. And just build experience like that, because as soon as you start a scene, you get 1 experience point. So whenever you turn out encounters at the beginning of a scene, first you do it from the secondary deck equal to your Dragonfire level. Well, we don't have any cards in our Dragonfire discard pile right here. So our Dragonfire level is 0. So we're going to get no cards from the secondary deck. So all our stuff is going to come from the primary deck. And as you can see on the little chart here, it says for scene 1, we reveal encounters equal to the number of characters. Number of characters right there, which we're playing with 4 characters. You know, I'm going to be playing 2. Gothy's going to be playing 2. So we're double fisting this game each. So the first encounter that you turn over is going to go to the character whose class color it matches. So we go from the primary deck. We're going to turn out 4 cards. The first one, it looks like it's a Roper, and it is going to go to the wizard character right there. And you see the damage track. If you watch our quick play video, see the damage track is on the side there. So we're going to go ahead and put the clip there. Oh, okay, so it's just your character, you can put it there. It has a surprise effect, so we have to resolve that. But it says Dispel Magic, which there's no magic on the board. We're just starting out the game. And whenever it damages a character, it heals 1 level. So it's a little bit of a tough monster there. So now after you turn out the first one and you match it up with the class color, the rest of them go clockwise around the board. So the rogue will get the next one, and then the fighter will get the 3rd one, and the cleric will get the 4th one, no matter what colors they are. So let's see, we've got a Chul for the next one. Got the Chul, and it says an arcane character may discard arcane cards to prevent damage equal to the number of cards discarded. So that could actually help. Go ahead and place that wherever you'd like. The next one's going to come to the fighter. It's a Troll. Looks like we're in some tough encounters for this first one. The Troll is damaged in a turn. It must save. On a success, it heals 1 level. And we'll go over what that means during the game later. So I got the Troll there, and then the cleric's going to get the last one right here. It's Orog, however you want to pronounce it. And it has an ability, save +1, and we'll go over that if he ever has to save. Now all these have, or a lot of these have Dragonfire abilities on them, which you can see where it says like 6+. Stuff. We're not going to worry about those right now because our Dragonfire level is 0, so none of those abilities actually take place. But they only happen when the encounter first comes out, not whenever that level would hit that. This Orog also has a Vanquished ability, deal 1 level of damage to another encounter. So if we take it out, it'll deal 1 level damage to another encounter. And whenever you do level damage, it's the whole level, not just 1 damage or anything on it. Okay, put him there with my cleric right there. Make sure the Troll's here. I'm going to move stuff around a little bit. Make sure we can see it. Okay, so we've got all of our encounters. We didn't get any locations, which is a good thing. We've got our market deck set up. I'll move this down so we have a discard pile for the market deck. I'm not going to run into my encounter there. Move this down that way also. Alright, so at the beginning of the game, now that we got all encounters flipped out, and we've got our hands and everything, since our Dragonfire level is 0, we have to turn out 1 card. And whenever you turn out the card, the card goes on top of the Dragonfire deck, and your Dragonfire level will still be 0. You only count the cards that are in the discard of the Dragonfire pile. So we're going to go ahead and, before we start, we'll see. It is the King's Fist. It says players may only purchase cards from the market of their class type. And this will be in effect until it goes into the discard pile. Right there. So we'll go ahead and set that on top of the Dragonfire deck there. And my fighter will take the first turn. So on your turn, you play any cards out onto other cards to deal them damage. See, my character, for my character's cards, I have 2 Devotion and 2 Martial cards right there, so I can do some damage around the board. Let's see where I can place them. You can play it on any of the characters, or any of the encounters. So let's see. I'm gonna end up taking some damage this turn. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see. Do I want to pass the stuff forward or just take care of my own? Let's see, what do you have over there on your guys? Let's see what my guy has over here for this guy. Okay, so he's got stuff to handle stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to play 3 of them. I'm going to play these 3 cards as the damage on the Orog over here to deal the first 3 colorless damage on there, because any color damage can be played as colorless damage. So I'm playing these cards here. So, you know, and that's how you do it. You play cards around first before damage is dealt. So there's the play cards phase, and now there's the deal damage phase. So he's going to deal 1, 2, 3. So 3 damage to the Orog right there. And it takes it down. And then cards are discarded into your discard pile. And this is where a lot of people get rules mixed up. Your cards that you discard, you can actually discard cards from your hand, because on your replenish phase, you're going to draw up. If you have 3 or less cards in your hand, you're going to draw 2 cards. And a lot of people, they're like, oh, I got 4 cards. You can voluntarily discard any cards from your hand while you're discarding the cards that you played to make sure that you have 3 or less cards in your hand. I'm not going to do that since I only got 1 card in my hand. So these cards are played, so they get discarded into my discard pile right there. Now it's the take damage phase. I'm going to take 2 damage from the troll, since that's the encounter facing me, and go down to 8 life. Move my sliding track right there. And then I replenish, so I will draw up 2 cards. So 1 and 2. I got 2 more martial cards. I think those are the other 2 martial cards that are actually in my deck. And then it is your market phase to buy from the market. And according to our Dragonfire card, we can only purchase cards of our class type from the market. So I have actually 2 options. I can buy the Grapple, or I could buy the Flaming Oil. And see, Grapple right here costs 2. It costs 2. It does 1 martial damage, and it's got the little sword ability right here. If during your turn, if a martial character plays cards that have equal to 3 swords total, they immediately get to draw a card as soon as those cards are played. And Grapple has the little ability. It says on your turn you may move 1 encounter facing another player to face you, and if you're the martial class, that encounter can't attack this turn. It's actually a pretty good card. There's also Flaming Oil on the board that costs 3. It does 1 black and 1 colorless damage, so more damage. And it deals its damage to each encounter facing 1 player. So that card is actually pretty good too. But I think we got some really bad baddies on the board. I think I'm actually going to buy the Grapple. So it costs 2, so I'll trade out my 3 gold for 1. And whenever you buy a card, it immediately goes into your hand. So I can add that Grapple here. Okay, and then we'll turn out the market card right here. And what do we have? We have a Spirit Guardian. Now, supposing I didn't want to buy anything from the market, if I didn't want to buy that grapple, and there was nothing in there that I could buy or that I wanted to buy, you have to cycle the market. I would have chosen a card, discarded, and then pulled out another one. So it's a good thing that I had that. So now it's going to be the Cleric's turn. Let's see, what does the Cleric want to play? Well, since the Martial character took down that first level, the Cleric can actually clear the rest of this encounter right here. So we're going to go ahead and see the Orog has 1 blue as a level, and then 2 colorless, and then 1 green. So my Cleric is going to play the 1 blue right there to deal that damage. We'll play 2 of any damage for the colorless damage. We'll play it on there. And then we'll play the 1 green to clear that last level right there. Alright, so now we go ahead and deal the damage. The damage goes all dealt, and the encounter is defeated. And we'll go ahead, it's defeated, so it will go to our discard. We will get gold in a second. We have to take the cards that he played, put them in the discards right there, and then we get gold distribution. So he's worth 7 gold right there underneath the title by the picture. So 7 gold. Gold distribution is handled with the character that defeated the encounter gets the first gold. So it will go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It looks like the fighter character only gets 1 gold while everybody else gets 2 gold. Now it's usually the take damage phase, but the take damage doesn't happen because there's no encounters facing him. But I forgot something. Let's go ahead and rewind before the take damage phase. The Orog has a vanquished ability that whenever it is vanquished, whenever it is defeated, he gets to do 1 level of damage to another encounter. So we're actually going to deal that level of damage to the Roper right there. Because the Roper's got 4 as its first level of damage, 4 colorless, which is kind of hard sometimes to take out having 4 cards in a row. So we're going to have to deal that vanquished ability level damage to the Roper over here and move its slider down. So now the next level that has to be dealt to the Roper is 1 blue. Alright. Okay, so now would normally be the take damage, so the Cleric doesn't take any damage, and so it goes straight to the market phase. Of course, has to buy from his class type. So he's Devotion, he's green, so he's got to buy a green card. Spirit Guardian costs 10, which is too much, so he's going to buy Cure Wounds for 3. And Cure Wounds lets me heal any character for 1 hit point, and since he's a Devotion class, he'll also get to do 1 damage, 1 green damage. And it's going to go ahead and go into his hand. And once again, I skipped something. I forgot my replenish phase before the market phase. I'll try to rush through this a little bit. He actually gets to draw 2 cards before he bought those cards. So now he's got a good handful of different stuff. Nobody has any assists yet because we haven't bought any. The basic cards at the beginning of the game don't have assists. So play will pass after I replenish or refill the market over here. Play passes over to the Wizard.
Okay, I'm gonna deal the blue.
So she's playing 1 blue arcane card to deal that first level of damage there.
I'm using 2 more for the 2 colors.
Alright.
And then black.
And a Marshall. So she's doing, go ahead and show the camera, all those levels of damage down there. Okay. And so it just has a blue level and then 3 colorless. So she'll go ahead, she discards those cards, and then
take 2 damage.
Yeah, she goes to take damage step. She's going to take 2 damage from the character. And it says whenever Roper damages a character, it heals 1 level. So it's actually going to go ahead and counteract that Black Marshall level of damage that she did. She'll replenish her hand with 2 cards. Yeah. Go ahead and make sure you put your discards.
discard.
Yeah, discard.
Limited
Discards go.
space.
Yeah, face up. I know. Yeah, we're limited on space a little bit. Then how many gold do you have?
6.
I have 6 gold, and I have to buy from your class. So she's gonna buy a Misty Step, which is a blue and a colorless damage. And she chooses whenever she plays it, she can do the ability of she can discard up to 3 cards and then draw that number of cards. But since she's the arcane class, instead she can draw up to 3 cards and then discard that number of cards. So that'll come in really, really handy for choosing what she wants to have in her hand. So go ahead and go to the rogue's turn.
So I'm not going to be able to do anything to mine.
Okay. So she can't do anything to her Chol. Probably the first level is a blue damage, and she probably doesn't have any blue damage.
So I'm going to deal black to the rover.
Okay. So she plays it on there, and then it takes damage.
Then
you're going to take damage from the Chol. Now, for the Chol's ability, it says an arcane character may discard arcane cards to prevent damage equal to the number of cards discarded. So you can choose to have the wizard character discard cards, because it's going to do 2 damage to you. You can have the wizard discard 1 card or 2 cards to prevent some of that damage from being dealt to your rogue.
that's okay because I kind of need the cards.
Okay, no problem. I'm just making sure and letting everybody watching the video at home know. Okay, so she took her damage. She's replenishing. She had less than 3 cards or less, so she draws 2 cards. And then she's got some gold. We've got 2 deception cards on the board. We have Opportunity and Feint right here. So Opportunity costs 2. It does 1 red damage. And it says you may buy 1 card from the market and play it immediately, whenever you play that card on your turn. Or Feint over here, which requires a deception purchase. Any cards that require deception purchase means that she would have had to play a deception card on her turn, which she didn't. She played a martial card, so she can't buy that card. So she's going to go ahead and buy the Opportunity, add it to her hand. We'll turn out, this is a Perception right here. All right, and you're done? All right. So at the end of the round, we go ahead and we'll discard the Dragonfire card. There, like that, and we will turn over a new one. And since this is in the discards now, it doesn't have a little hourglass symbol. It doesn't still take effect. It's not ongoing. So we will turn over the new card for the next turn. Says the Gods Displeasure. The attack strength of each devotion encounter increases by 1. Luckily, we don't have any devotion encounters on the board. No green encounters. So it kind of gives us a little bit of a reprieve from the Dragonfire deck that can be really insufferable sometimes. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and start the fighter's turn. Let me go ahead and just reacquaint myself with what I have in my hand real quick. So the rogue is looking pretty bad, getting down there in some in hit points and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play. I'm going to go ahead. Let me see if I can do this right. Yeah, because I don't have any blue to deal damage to either one of those, but I do have stuff to take damage on my turn. So I'm going to play these 3. Play my Grace and my 2 devotion cards right there, my 2 glory. For the 3 colorless on the first level of the troll. And then for the next level, I'm going to go ahead and play Grapple. And whenever you play the card, you can do the ability on the card. Because you're just assigning the damage at first, and you resolve the ability that's on the card when you play it. So, I'm playing it on the troll, but I'm going to resolve its ability. It says, on your turn, you may move 1 encounter facing another player to face you. I'm going to go ahead and target the troll and move it to face me over here. And since I am the martial class, it says that encounter can't attack this turn. So we'll go ahead and put little Dungeon and Dragon and symbol, ampersand, right there, over the damage to remind us that it's not going to attack this turn. And then we will actually apply damage. These 3 cards deal that first level of damage to the troll, and then My grapple deals the martial damage on the troll, so that's what I have left on my troll right there. And I will go ahead and discard my cards, and I have nothing in my hand. Now, it says if the troll is damaged in a turn, it must save. On a success, it's going to heal a level. So whenever you do whenever a monster has to make a save, it turns over the top card of the encounter deck that it came from. If the color matches its color, then it saves. If it's the opposite, it's a failure. So he came from the player deck 1. So we'll go ahead and turn that one over. Let's see. It's a red. It's a deception card, so it doesn't match, so it fails, so it will not heal the level. And the card that you turn over, you put on the bottom of the deck.
That's not the bottom.
Oh, no, that's not the bottom. Yeah, I have one more card I missed. So it goes on the bottom of the deck. Too busy looking at the camera to make sure everything's in the screen right there. So he doesn't heal. And then it goes to the take damage phase. I'm not going to take any damage from the Chol because of the grapple, but I will take 2 damage from the troll. He's mighty mad that I hit him. There. And it is now my replenish, so I get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Let's see what I have in my hand. Awesome. This will come off of the Chol because it just didn't deal damage that turn, so it'll deal damage next turn. The deal damage phase over. I replenished, and now I get to buy from the market. See, is there anything up there for 2 that I would like to get? See, I could buy Perception or I could buy Feint. I didn't play a Deception card this turn, so I can't buy Feint actually. And Perception is something that I really don't want. It says it deals a red damage. You can make a skill check on a success. Take 1 gold from the common supply. It's a red assist that might be a good option. Skill checks. So yeah, take 1 gold for the common. So you can give me gold, and it's a red assist. I think I will actually buy Perception. I'll pay the 2 gold. I go ahead and add it to my hand. We'll refill the market with a Confusion, and play goes over to our cleric over here. Let's see, what do we have? No damage there. Can't deal any damage there. But I can. Let's see. Okay, so the cleric is actually going. We're going to go ahead. Going to assign damage to the troll. So the cleric will be okay. The stealth for 1 red to the colorless level, because the troll's next level is 3 colorless. Glory for another colorless. And then it's going to play Cure Wounds to heal any character for 1 hit point. Because Cure Wounds doesn't have any damage up here in the corner right there. But since I'm a devotion class, it'll get to deal a green damage somewhere. So we're actually going to heal a character for 1 hit point. We're going to go ahead and target the rogue, so the rogue will heal 1 hit point. And that devotion damage we will put on the level here, because you have to do all the damage in 1 level for it to count. If I only did those 2 there, it wouldn't count. So it would go ahead and we played the cards. The cards go into the discard pile. The troll will take the 3 damage, and then since it took damage in a turn, it has to save or turn over the top card. Oh, it fails its save. It's a giant spider, which is deception colored. It's red. And so the damage will stay on the troll. The cleric takes no damage since it has no counters facing it. So he will draw his 2 cards for replenishment. Alright. And then buy from the market. He's only got 2 gold to buy from the market. And there's nothing he wants. So in this instance, we have to pick a card to cycle out. Usually the best ones to cycle out, because you usually end up spending gold every single turn. I don't think we've ever had a game where somebody was actually able to buy one of the high-cost cards. We've got Spirit Guardian over here, which costs 10 gold, and Fireball over here that costs 10 gold. And so actually, Cleric's going to choose. We're going to go ahead and discard. We're going to cycle the market. So discard Spirit Guardians right there. He's going to choose not to buy. and then we'll fill it with the next card, which is another grapple. And then play will pass over to the wizard. Is the wizard able to do anything to its roper? Or to the Chol?
I can actually kill off the roper.
Yeah, you kill off the roper. No.
So, blue.
So she's going to play the cantrip for blue damage.
And then the Misty Step and Glory for the 3 colors.
Yeah. So Glory does 1, Misty Step does a blue and 1 color. Hold on. Before you actually apply the damage, you get to do the ability on the Misty Step. So it says you're an arcane character. You can draw 3 cards and then discard 3 cards. You don't have to do the ability. You can do the ability if you want to. I know you don't have any cards right now, so you just be drawing and then discarding all the cards. Okay, so she's not going to do the Misty Steps ability. She's going to go ahead and deal damage to the roper, which is enough to kill it.
For 10 gold.
10 gold. Gold distribution, starting with the wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the wizard and the rogue actually ended up with 3 gold each from that encounter, while the cleric and the fighter have 2 gold. Okay. Then the wizard takes no damage, but is going to replenish his hand by drawing 2 cards. Okay. And then go to the market phase and be able to buy a card with the 5 gold. Yep.
I can go buy a Confusion.
Confusion for 4. Confusion deals 2 blue damage, which is arcane, and also has the ability, it says, 1 humanoid or giant encounter must save. On a failure, that encounter must skip its next attack. The player deals its damage as colorless to another encounter. So that actually comes in handy. Confusion is a really, really good card. And then what did we have come out? Twist the Knife came out. It's a nice deception card. Let's see what we have here. So it's going to be the rogue's turn now. Fighter's got a bunch of stuff on him.
Yeah, I know.
You got anything that could? You got any anything can deal any arcane or martial damage?
I have a handful of red.
Oh, okay. This is all red?
Yes. I'm trying to think because I have opportunity in my hand.
That'll immediately
With
let
5 gold.
It'll immediately let you buy something from the market phase, correct? So the maybe possibly easiest way is if you bought Misty Step and then played it to get rid of those levels right there.
Are you able to take out anything on your turn?
I can assist. I can play an assist on my turn for red damage, so I can help taking out that colorless level on there if you bought the Misty Step.
Because they can also take damage to, or deal damage to the troll. Not the troll. The troll.
Yeah, the troll. Deal damage.
So, I'm going to have, I guess, a red floating.
Yeah, so where are you assigning it to the troll or the troll?
The troll.
The troll? Okay.
Yeah.
So you play the opportunity on the troll. Alright. And then you can immediately buy a card from the market and play it.
4 gold.
Yep, 4 gold to buy
Misty Step.
Misty Step, and then immediately play it on the troll. And then did you want to do its ability? You can discard up to 3 cards and then draw that number of cards. So up to 3 cards.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. How many cards are you discarding?
3.
Yeah, it says, yeah, up to 3. So you don't have to do the whole 3. You can only do a couple.
I'm just going to do the whole thing.
Okay, so she's going to discard 3 cards and then draw 3 cards, which is what she has remaining in her deck. Okay, and so far we've got a blue and a colorless assigned and a red assigned to the Chol. I can go ahead, because on your turn, or on somebody else's turn, you can play one assist card. So I'm going to go ahead and play that Perception that I got earlier for its assist ability, because anything below the line assist you can play on someone else's turn. So it's going to do a red damage, which is going to go towards that colorless level on the Chol. We'll put it separate right here on this side to separate our cards. So far we have something to cover the blue level, and then a colorless, a red, and another red for 3 damage towards that next level, which is 4 colorless. So 1 more damage to clear that level.
So I'll do another red.
Okay, another red on there with a stealth. Okay, so that'll take care of those 2.
And then I'll do blue.
Okay, to deal the level there. The next level after that 4 colorless is a blue. It's an arcane level. And then we've got 3 colorless, which you probably can't handle. I don't think you have 3 damage in your hand.
No, but I do have 2 colorless for the troll.
2 colorless to do the troll's level. Oh, okay, because she's got 2 affluables that she starts out with, which are colorless damage. So she's going to play those on the troll over here.
That's it.
Yeah. Ta-da! Okay, so now we go ahead and resolve the damage. So she'll have the blue and the colorless go first to take that down with the other ones combined. All the levels there. It goes all the way down, and it just has the 3 colorless left on it there. And all these cards that were on that guy get discarded. The 2 colorless on the troll goes off and gets discarded. We'll take care of that level. And it has just 2 levels left there of the martial, 2 martial levels there. And then since it was damaged this turn, it has to save to see if it heals a level. So we'll go ahead and turn over, see if it saves. Unfortunately, it does. It's a choke point, which is a martial. It's a black encounter. So it actually saves. So on a success, it heals 1 level. So it'll actually go back and counteract the 2 colorless damage that she actually did on her turn. Okay, she went ahead and replenished while I was talking, and drew her 2 cards. Oh, did we not fill in the market last time? So she's looking at what she can buy.
I think I'm going to buy flaming oil.
Flaming oil? Flaming oil is a great choice. It costs 3. It does a black and a colorless damage, and you do that damage to each encounter facing somebody. The only thing to make that card better would be if it was an assist.
Yeah.
We have Spiritual Weapon come out, which is a great card for Devotion class. Love Spiritual Weapon. Okay, so now it is the Dragonfire card. So we go ahead and we will discard this one. It goes into the discard pile, so now our Dragonfire level is 2. We turn over a new one. Fireball. The arcane character chooses a character to take 2 damage, deal 2 consecutive levels of damage to each encounter facing that character. I think we know exactly who you're going to do the damage to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, arcane character is going to choose the fighter character to take 2 damage. So, it will take 2 damage right there. And it deals 2 consecutive level damage to each encounter facing that character.
Did you not ever take the 2 colors?
It did, but he saved.
Oh,
you were shuffling for your replenish.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So it deals, 2 consecutive levels of damage. Goes boom, boom, right there. And then that will actually finish off the Chol, which we will get 9 gold for, starting off with, right, because it would be my turn. Actually, double check. Hand me the rule book real quick. We haven't had that actually kill something during, it's right there on top. Anything kill stuff during the Dragonfire level, I want to make sure that we get the gold for that, or if that counts as something not, that we don't get gold for. I think we do. Other than that, we will continue on. Dragonfire card, Dragonfire this, Dragonfire that. No, it doesn't. I don't see anything right off the bat about Dragonfire's eliminating encounters. So we'll just go ahead and deal out the gold. So it's 9 gold all the way around the board. So that'd be 3, 2, 2. Oh, that's not 2. That's there.
I'll take the 3.
2 at yeah, and 2 right there. Yeah. Go to gold. Okay, and the Chul goes there. Right, so now it's the start of the fighter's turn. Unfortunately, fighter does not have a martial card to deal with that card. Let's see, does anybody else have any anything that they can assist with? Nope. No assists.
We've only had like 1 or 2 assist cards come out.
Yeah, we haven't had that many assists. But I think the fighter has a plan. So it's gonna go like this. So no cards are getting played. The fighter is gonna go ahead and go straight to take damage phase. So it's gonna actually take damage, 1, 2, and go down to 2 life for the damage from the troll. We'll go ahead and replenish. Oh, I got 2 cards in hand, so we're actually going to have to shuffle the deck to be able to replenish. I think we're just going to play through the scene and the short rest. I don't think we're going to have enough time left on the camera battery. Should have charged it beforehand. But this basically gives everybody a good playthrough, good overview of this. Maybe we'll do a part 2 after we charge the battery for the next scenes. So cards are shuffled up. Got to draw 2 for my replenish. 1, 2. Now I have stuff. Gonna go ahead and buy from the market. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy that bless. That's right there. I spent 2 gold and buy the bless and add it to my hand. It does a green damage. It's still good. I go ahead. And turn out we got another expertise that comes out there. And we'll go ahead and pass turn to the cleric. And the cleric doesn't have any martial damage either. But since it's the cleric's turn, the martial character can assist with that bless they just bought. So instead of doing the green damage, it's going to do a 1 damage. It's a 1 damage of any color as an assist. So the martial character is actually going to assist with a martial damage from the bless right there. So that will end up killing it. Yay! So yeah, because the cleric has 2 cards in hand, nothing that they want to do. So now we go to the deal damage. So the bless deals that last damage right there. Card goes into the fighter's discard pile, and since it's damaged and it is dead. So we will get 11 gold, starting with the cleric, since it's the cleric's turn. I'm going to go ahead and pass out gold, because I'm going to finish up the cleric's turn while you're passing out the gold. The cleric doesn't take any damage. He has no encounter facing him. He is going to shuffle his deck. He has to draw for replenish and has no cards in the deck. Right, shuffle, and draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. Collect all the gold over here on this side. Collect the gold on that side. And we go ahead and go to the market phase for the cleric. Cleric is going to spend 4 and buy that spiritual weapon right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold. Spiritual weapon. And we'll go ahead and turn it out. Alright, so now that the cleric's turn is over and all the encounters have been wiped off the board, that ends the scene. Yay! Yeah. Everybody gets a short rest. So we go ahead and it ended on the cleric's turn. So during a short rest, everybody gets to heal 1 hit point in case they took any damage. So that means that the fighter will heal 1. So the fighter's up to 3 hit points. Everybody else heal 1 hit point if you can. And then we discard, or actually we don't discard, we bury whatever Dragonfire card is currently active and buried. You put it on the bottom of the Dragonfire deck like that. We will go ahead and starting with the character after the one that ended, everybody will get one market or one turn to buy from the market or one chance to buy from the market, one card. If you choose not to, like if you don't have any gold or if there's nothing that you want, you can go ahead. You don't cycle the market cards. So go ahead. We'll start with the wizard over there. Is there anything the wizard wants to buy? He's got a stack of gold over there, almost enough to buy that fireball, huh?
I like to buy fireball. Yeah. I can't really buy any of the red cards because they all require
deception. Yeah, we got required deception purchase, required deception purchase, required deception purchase, required. Yeah, they all require deception purchase. Okay.
I guess I'll just buy the grapple.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to buy anything, you don't have to. But if you want to, it'll come in handy. Well, we're grabbing stuff. You know. So we're going to fill it up. Hey, it's another required. We got a clump of deception stuff. Yeah, I shuffled them. I shuffled everything. Well, at least now, yeah, the rogue can't buy. It doesn't look like anybody else can buy anything because if it requires a deception purchase, you had to play a deception card this turn to be able to buy it from the market. So yeah, so it doesn't look like anybody else because I don't think anybody has 10 gold to be able to buy that fireball. And either the fireball requires arcane class, so you can't buy it unless you're arcane. Yeah, so we go around everybody, and it comes back here to the cleric, and now we would start the next scene, which we'll probably get to in part 2 of our playthrough. Our Dragonfire level is currently at 2, so at the beginning of the next scene, we will be turning out. Actually, we'll just go ahead and we'll turn out the cards, but we're not going to start the scene. We'll just get the. So according to our chart, it's the number of characters plus 1, so that'll be 5 cards. And the first ones that we turn out are going to be from the secondary deck, equal to the number of cards we have in our Dragonfire discard pile. This is our Dragonfire level, so that's 2. So our first 2 of the 5 cards will come from the secondary deck. So let's go ahead and see. The first one's going to go to whatever color matches it, and then clockwise from there. It's a wyvern. So we've got, it's going to go to the devotion characters. It's a dragon right there. Ooh, no surprise abilities, no anything. So it'll go to him, and then it'll be clockwise from there. So the second one also comes from the second deck. It's Fomorian. Fomorian, a little bit tough. But when Fomorian damages a character, Fomorian must save. On a failure, it deals 1 more damage. On a success, we deal 1 level of damage to the Fomorian. So if it succeeds on its save, it takes damage. If it fails, you take damage. So there we go there. Okay, and so that was the first 2 from the secondary deck, and the rest of them come from the primary deck. So the next 3 come from primary. So we've got Swarming Zombies for the Rogue, and she's going to get a token. It's because some of them, let's see, get tokens. She's going to get, reads the token. She gets 1 token. Its life is going to be 2 colorless, so that's the damage you have to do to kill it. And the token will deal 1 damage, which is in the red there, during the take damage step. And so, yeah, it's going to be of the color. And she can't actually damage, whenever you get anything with tokens, you can't damage the actual encounter till you get through the token. And they got little tokens right here that you use to represent it. So that will be attached to your zombie right there. Okay, the next one, this is card 4. It is a gelatinous cube. And it's going to go to the fighter here. Gelatinous cube, so it has a vanquish ability. You choose another player. That player draws a card. So whenever it dies, somebody gets to draw a card. And then we get 1 more because we're turning out 5 cards. And this one will go to the cleric because we're going in clockwise order still. Oh, it's a relatively easy one. It's just a giant spider for the cleric over here. Alright, so we thank you for watching part 1 of our playthrough. We'll go ahead and have part 2 up here in a couple days as soon as we finish this and finish recording and everything. We'll see you guys next time on Logan Chops Reviews.